Hey guys, it's Mark from parkflyers.com. Today we're looking at a very unique and special product. This is a Serpent Sport SRX8-E, ready to run, four-wheel drive buggy. Retails for $482.99, and this is a car that is of very high quality. It's a step above than normal ready to runs. This is a car that is made in Europe. Serpent is a legendary company. They're known for their very, very high-tech on-road cars. Legendary status, belt-driven. If you ever have a chance, go look up some of the Serpent on-road cars. You'll see some of the most sophisticated and most capable on-road driving machines that you can buy. People that know just get Serpent. Now this is no different. This is a off-road car that they designed. The quality of the components are definitely a step above of something like a Typhon, like an Arrma Typhon 6S. This car is definitely going to be a lot better. There's a couple reasons. I'm not just going to say a blank statement like that without explaining, and there are three main reasons why this will definitely outperform a Typhon. The first one is weight. So this is half a pound lighter than the Arrma Typhon. This weighs about 6.9 pounds. The Typhon weighs 7.52, and that is a big difference when it comes to jumping and overall handling. It also makes the power to weight ratio better, so you don't need to use so much power to get to get speed. Now I want to just make one thing clear. This car, the components on the car are also machined to perfection. The front and rear shock towers, the shock bodies themselves, the sway bars, the universals, the center universal, they all have a precision to them, and they have a really nice look and finish. So that's going to definitely be a lot nicer than something like an Arrma Typhon 6S. We think this is something that a lot of people should know about. Serpent is not the most popular company in the United States. It's more of a European brand, but we're going to try to see if we can bring this to everybody's attention. Just because of the quality and the performance are going to be a step above of what we're used to here. Now let's get into the car. I'm going to explain to you the second reason why this is better than a Typhon 6S, and that is the battery tray. If you look at, very few cars have a split battery tray, and that's done for weight distribution. An Arrma 6S Typhon has the batteries stacked on one side of the car. Really, really not good design. It puts the weight on one side. And it just makes the batteries are stacked on top of each other. They move around a lot. Sometimes they scrape against each other, and sometimes they fall out. This is a full battery tray with really good straps, and it also lowers the center of gravity. When the batteries are on each side and they're sitting lower instead of being stacked high, you have a lower center of gravity and you have a better handling car. So weight distribution and center of gravity is the reason why this feature is a knockout. Now let's get to the third reason why this car is a lot better than an Arrma Typhon 6S, and that is the differentials. Now, one of the problems with Arrma cars, all their 6S line, is the differentials. They go. And how do I know that? Because I run a hobby shop, and almost once a week, twice a week, I have people bringing their cars in for differential repairs or rebuilding or replacement. And that is not going to be the case with the Serpent. If you look and you read some of their literature, their differential, the gears, the spider gears, the internal ring and pinions, they have a deeper cut metal, and they're also more precise in their machining. They're going to be a lot more durable than a standard car. So when you buy this and you romp on it, you're going to have less changes between differential servicing than in a typical Arrma car. If you also look deep into it, the fit and finish, where the geometry of the differential cases are a lot better than the Arrma ones also. In the Arrma, you have to use shims, and you have to make all kinds of adjustments to make sure that universals are properly seated. With this car, it's not even an issue. It was designed from the beginning to be extremely, extremely precise and accurate. Now, on the front of the car, you have a sway bar. That's standard. It comes in the car. Very nice touch for a ready to run, and you have the same thing in the rear. You have a rear sway bar. That's going to make the car a lot more stable, and we definitely like that touch. Now, the servo that comes with the car is a 15 kg Metal Gear servo. We tested this on the bench. Very fast and very accurate. We don't think you need more torque than that. For the speed control, we have 120 amp waterproof speed control. Now the fan on this, we kind of took note because when we turned it on, the fan has a nice jet sound. It has a nice loud sound. A lot of the ready-to-run cars that you buy, they're quiet. The fans are kind of weak. This fan is an exception. This is definitely a high-performance fan. It's a high RPM, and you hear it running. So you're definitely going to get the cooling that you need. As far as access to your center differential, it has much better access than a Typhon. Look at that. Just, you don't have to take apart anything above it. It's just 4 screws, and you just remove the thing, and you have access to your differential. Very nice open design. And I'll tell you right now, this car is going to be extremely easy to work on because everything is open and easy and very laid out nicely. Now this comes with a 2.4 gigahertz radio. Nothing terrible and nothing groundbreaking. It's just a standard radio. It's got good range on it. We tested the range, and for a 2.4 gigahertz, it's slightly above average. You have all the adjustments like a regular. You have dual rates on it and all the trims, so it's really nice and it works well. Now, as far as the motor power for this car, this is a 1900 kV brushless motor, and I will tell you, on 6S, this thing is a speed demon. It leaps off the line at a unusual. It's unusually fast off the line, very zippy. I would estimate the car is doing 55 plus. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but it's definitely going to be close to that. It's extremely fast. On 6S, this thing is a bullet. A lot of times, like I was disappointed in some cars, like I don't know, Kyosho, Inferno, ready to run. Not as fast as this. This is going to be faster. It feels like it's faster than a Typhon because the Typhon feels a little heavy to me, and it's a little. It just you feel that all that weight, that thick metal on the Typhon. With this, you can tell the car's a half a pound lighter when you give the throttle and it leaps off the line. So if you're into racing and you're doing drag racing, or you're into speed, you're gonna like the lightness of this car. The power to weight ratio is outstanding. It's definitely something that does not fit into the ready to run class. It's actually really surprising how fast this car is. Now, what we did is, right out of the gate, we changed the connectors on the car from the Deans that come with it to an IC5. The IC5 are going to have much less resistance for electronic transfer, and there's going to be less heat buildup. You're going to get more power out of these, and we highly recommend IC5s over the standard Deans. We're not sure why they included Deans from the factory, but it's very easy to change your connectors. Just be careful that you don't mix up the positive and negative. This is a series connection, and you have to just follow the leads and make sure you do it right when you change it. Now, as far as for the chassis of the car, this is a machined aluminum chassis, very lightweight, very nice. It's got a slight kick up in the front for better handling, and it's, like I said, it's very easy to work on. 4 bolts hold the differential on, and then you have your rear section that you can easily work on. The rear and front A-arms are extremely thick. We think they're higher quality than the ones on the Armored Typhon, just from the looks of them. They look like they're better engineered, and they have a better shape to them. Another nice touch on this car is you have a machined aluminum support for the wing. Very nice. Now, one small feature of the car that's really not a big deal, but we like the fact that they give you very big finger clips. A lot of our customers with the smaller clips, they struggle to take them off. These are also very big, so the very thick. The actual material is very thick, so they snap on really nice, and they give a good secure attachment for the body. Now, one of the things I noticed right away was the quality of the shock action. When you push down a car and you compress it, you basically get a good feeling for how good the shocks are. Now, this is definitely going to be a step above an Armored Typhon, a stock one. It's more in line with like a TLR, their upgraded one that Losi makes. Their TLR shocks with the Delrin pistons. These are going to be more in line with that. Really nice action, very smooth, and probably, I would say this is going to be, I have to say, out of all the ready-to-run kits that I've actually reviewed this year, this is going to be the one that's most like a kit. And what that means is, usually you buy a kit, it's more expensive, it has higher quality parts. This car, as a ready-to-run, I have to tell you, it just seems to me, it's like it's built like a kit. It has kit quality components on it. Now, we're going to have some running footage. We're going to show you how nice this thing jumps and handles. We can't wait to take this out to the field and show you guys what this can do. But all in all, I have to tell you, Serpent is not a well-known brand in America. We have to get we have to change that. We have to get everybody onto the Serpent bandwagon just because the quality is a step above. We're used to Arma, Team Lozi, and other companies. Now, for ready to run, this is probably going to be the highest quality car that I've actually reviewed. So they also make, we're going to be doing a review on their 2-wheel drive 110 scale buggy, which also it's just phenomenal. The car, it's a really nice price, and it's going to be a really an amazing car to drive. We can't wait to review that car next. One design feature we want to point out, because it is a big deal to us, is the quality of the motor mount. So on other ready-to-run cars, especially the 8 scale, the 8 scale cars, when you have these metal motor mounts and you have to slide them back and forth, I noticed that the machining and the fit and finish isn't so great on them. So they're kind of hard to they're kind of clunky when you move the motor back and forth. This is an exception. This, when you loosen this up, it really slides like a precision instrument. You could tell the machining is much better. The tolerances are much better. It just makes for a better quality feel, better quality car. And you notice that attention to detail is a big difference. So on the Typhon 6S, it's a pain in the ass. You loosen up the screws. Sometimes because of the machining and the tight tolerance, it doesn't move so freely back and forth. I have to tell you that this one does, and we really like it. Now, out of the box, we noticed that it had positive camber in the rear. You definitely want to change that. You want to get a camber gauge, and you want to put at least -1. Some people like -2. But definitely in the rear for better handling and better handling in the turns and more traction, you want to have -1 to -2 camber. That means -1 and -2 is when this goes inward. Right now they're a little bit in the outward position. Now, one cool thing when you have European companies like Serpent making products, even they're ready to run, just attention to fine details. So on an Arma car, when you use the spring retainer and you kind of try to twist it, it kind of feels like it doesn't want to go and it's rough. This is super smooth. It feels like this is turning on ball bearings when you turn it. That's how fine the threading is. Really nice copper bronze parts. If you look at the universals, the machining on them is second to none. Does not look like a ready to run kit. It looks like something that you build. Very into this. And like I said, the universals are extremely very, very accurately cut. They have nice machining on them, and I'll tell you what, I'm very impressed. You have Serpent logo on them. It just looks like it's like one of those team kits that you build. Very high quality, not found in ready to run cars. Now, the tires that come in the kit are really grippy. If you put your hands on them, you could feel that they're extremely soft, and they're very, very grippy. They're probably going to work on both street and loose dirt, so I look forward to testing them out. AKA actually makes the best tires and rims in the world. So once these go, I'm going to probably put a pair of AKAs on front and rear. On this car, we just want to let you know this is a fantastic car at $42.99. Guys, if you have any questions or you want to buy one, call Market Park Flowers, 1-800-470-8932. Please share the video, like it, comments below, and we'll see you on the next review. Take care and have a nice day.